In 2013, the state of New York passed the Farm Brewery Bill, which made it easier for breweries to open all over the state. And in central New York since that time, farm breweries have been popping up all over. It's had a great impact on the state's beer economy and even an impact on agriculture here. But this isn't a farm brewery. This is a farm brewery. This content is made possible in part by craft loyal sponsors like Turning Stone Resort Casino, a renowned 3,400-acre destination resort in upstate New York. With more than 20 restaurants and dining options, and more than 12 bars and cocktail lounges, Turning Stone offers a wide variety of craft beers, including the best beers brewed in New York State.
It's grown quite a bit in the last 6 years. Thankfully, we're in a state like New York that has really helped kind of promote the craft beverage industry.
Since it went into effect, New York's farm brewery law has been an aid to new businesses around its craft beer industry by increasing tourism and supporting the state's farmers and hop growers.
We had these, all sorts of bureaucratic red tape to go through, and over the years, as I've watched these other breweries open, a lot of that tape has been cut, and it's made, the state has made it a lot easier to open a brewery, hence the significant growth. We went from 65 breweries when we first opened our doors to somewhere around 400 now, I think, in New York State, which it's just, it's
such a short period of time.
Cheers.
What has the Farm Brewery Bill meant to the state of New York and the beer industry in particular?
Well, I think to the state, the last data that has come out from the state shows about a $3.5 billion economic impact. But in recent years, we at the state government level have really made it a priority to create this craft brewery industry. And from a legislative perspective, we certainly want to acknowledge the efforts of Governor Cuomo under his leadership. We've done a series of legislative initiatives, but I think the most significant one back in 2012, so about 5 years ago, we did an omnibus farm brewery license here in New York State, and it has just really been the impetus to spur this industry to take off here in New York. So it's been a great thing.
And you were banging out beers before the Farm Brewery Bill. What made you decide to kind of latch on to that and go that direction?
Well, we were already doing essentially what the Farm Brewery Bill was asking, which was basically utilize a certain percentage of local ingredients and get all these benefits that help you grow as a business. We were already doing that. We were already sourcing local barley, sourcing local hops. We had one of the first hop farms right up the road. It just made sense. And it was basically and essentially the reason that we started our company anyways.
The Farm Brewery has become something of a staple in central New York, and it has been changing the way the region's producers create their beer, as the law directs that it be made up of primarily local ingredients. In fact, by 2024, the farm breweries in operation here will be required to source at least 90% of a beer's ingredients from within the state. Since we first launched, we've had many beer lovers reach out and ask if we could help convert a friend or family member. We were able to meet up with one of those fans on this trip to offer the Turning Craft experience to yet another unbeliever. We planned a full day for our guests, including a farm brewery tour, a beer and food pairing, and an especially unique experience to wrap up our day.
Elisa, on a scale of 1 to 10, how big of a beer nerd would you say Heather is?
Probably like a 9 or 10.
As somebody who doesn't like beer, what's it like living with somebody whose nerd level is that high?
It can be a little, I feel a little left out.
You guys have been roommates for quite some time?
Oh, we've been friends for 8 years, but we've been roommates for like 6-7 months now.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Heather, what would it mean to you to be able to convert Elisa today?
It would mean a lot. I think like my drink of choice is beer, and a lot of things that we go do and participate in socially involves beer drinking. And I just think it would be funner for her, and then I would have less guilt. So I think it would mean a lot. We could just get her to like a couple.
All right. Well, I'm really hopeful.
Me too.
We're gonna taste some food here, and then we're gonna pair some beer with it. And I think we got some experts that know how to win you over. So let's give it a shot.
We'll see.
Alright, here we have fish tacos with house-made pico, avocado sour cream, and fresh lime.
All right, so with the fish tacos, we're going to be pairing with our white afro. It's sort of a non-traditional take on a wheat beer. A traditional wheat beer would have coriander and orange peel, and instead we utilize fresh ingredients like lavender, ginger, and lemon peel. So it's really refreshing, but it's incredibly unique beer.
It's really good. Yeah. Their food never disappoints.
All right, here's your first taste. Cheers.
Cheers.
I don't know. I need more. It's not bad.
What do you taste?
It tastes like the lavender.
Does it erase the taste of the taco, or does it complement it?
Oh, it goes with it.
You know?
Yeah. That one's not bad.
On a scale of 1 to 5. 5, like you love it.
I'll give it a 3. I want to say I love it, but it's not bad. I could drink it.
It's more than halfway there.
I didn't make a face when I drank it, so that's a good sign.
Is that a rare thing?
Right.
Or not making a
usually
face?
makes
Yeah, usually I'm like,
the bitter beer face?
like worse.
Yeah.
Like you fed her garbage.
like, what is this?
Here we have a cheddar flame burger with house-made pickles, lettuce, tomato, and onion. Enjoy.
So today we're going to pair with the Flame Burger our Skinny Atlas Light. So this is a gateway beer. It's a German-style Kolsch, incredibly crisp, light, and refreshing. It's just going to accentuate the beef here.
All right.
It's so good.
All right, guys, let's taste our second one here. Cheers.
Cheers. I don't like that one.
At all?
Mm-mm.
You want another drink?
Mm-mm.
What is it about it?
I don't know how to describe it. Maybe it's the hops. Maybe that's what I taste.
You taste the hops in it?
It's like bitter, maybe.
Some
I don't know.
bitterness for you?
Yeah. It's not light like the other one.
And as you recall, you just don't like the bitterness in the beer at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you think of it?
I like it. I enjoy it. I drink it in the summer. It's really refreshing. But I think she likes more of the fruits and those type of the florally, I think, and since this is just a good crisp Kolsch light beer, she's very
We're learning some things here,
Yeah.
lately, so I think we can kind of refine what we're going to do, and I think we got one more beer to taste too, so hopefully it's one that kind of matches that flavor profile that you like.
So we wanted to surprise you with a little bit of dessert. This is an ice cream infused with our deep purple, topped with honeycomb, right from our backyard apiary. And I'm actually the beekeeper, so I hold this right with my own 2 hands, so I can enjoy it.
This looks like juice.
We call it purple drink sometimes. You might have been able to guess that we're pairing it with the Deep Purple. It's a Pilsner-based beer, which means it's pretty light and easygoing, and it's made with Concord grape concentrate from the Finger Lakes region of New York.
That is good.
Can you taste the beer in it?
No.
No.
Sweet. It's really creamy. It's very
Yeah.
good.
All right, let's have some purple
Cheers
drink,
to
guys.
that. Let's crank this up to a 5.
weird.
She's going back.
I definitely taste the grape, which is a good thing. I give it a 3.
Another 3.
Yes.
Not bad.
It's not my favorite, but I would drink it. I definitely taste the grape. I like that. I'm gonna try it with the ice cream in my mouth.
That's a ticket right there.
This is like,
Okay.
I had a bad Monday, and this is what I'm going home to, and this is my dinner.
You need to try it with the ice cream in your mouth.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, now she's telling you.
It's really good with ice cream.
Make like a float out of it.
Seriously. That's, yeah, we need to do that.
That's the plan.
We could make a float out of it.
So we got 2 3s. 2 out of 3 on the beers.
Yeah.
1 no. That's not so bad. Heather, how are you feeling about it?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think we fought half the battle today so far, so 2 3s. And she promised the one, if she ordered it out, she would finish it. So we're making headway.
I'm feeling really positive about this, and I'm feeling even better because we're not done, and we're going to go to another brewery. Are you down for that?
Yeah.
All right, very cool.
The number of breweries in New York has exploded since the passage of the Farm Brewery Law. There are now over 320 in the state, and New York craft beer is currently 4th in the country with an economic impact of over $4 billion. We were overwhelmed with both the beauty of the central New York landscape and the quality of the beer coming out of the region.
Me and 2 partners started off. We all taught together. Me and one of my partners had brewed together maybe 6 years or so, once a week, every week during the school year. And it got to the point where between the 2 of us, we had 25 or so soda kegs and not enough people to drink. So we made a jump and decided,
Time to open a brewery.
do it. Yeah.
All right. What about the community here? What's the beer community like in this part of New York?
The beer community is young. The scene is young, not age-wise, but getting into beer. Saranac has been making craft beer since the 80s with their line. But I think in general, the area is just starting to catch on with the rest of the country in their search for new flavors and new beers. So in that regards, it's definitely a young scene. Most of our regulars are new to craft beer. They came in, wanted to try something new, and are hooked. So we've got a lot of converts to craft beer by just opening our doors.
Cheers to that, man.
Well, Alyssa was definitely coming around after our tasting at Empire, and Heather was really encouraged by the progress we made. The day wasn't over just yet, and we had another Central New York brewery to visit just outside of Syracuse.
All right, so I'm Anthony D'Onofrio. I'm the executive chef of Modern Malt and Clinton Street Pub in Armory Square.
You brought
I brought bread, yeah.
I brought some spent grain bread.
So I brought some spent grain bread. Yeah, we have this all the time. A lot of restaurants buy it from us and put sandwiches on it as well, so we sell a lot of it too.
Anthony, what's your understanding of spent grain?
Basically, in order to make the liquid that gets fermented, you extract all the sugar from grains, and then once you extract all the sugar and it's into that liquid, the mash, you get rid of that grain because there's nothing else that you can really do with it brewing wise. And so you have all these grains that still have nutrients in, but still have flavor, just not as much sugar. So it's essentially garbage for the most part for a lot of breweries. I know Josh gives it to the local farmers for feed for their pigs and stuff like that, but humans can eat it too. So
what made you want to do the spent grain bread? Was it just kind of like experimentation fun, or?
It's something that I've seen before, and I just thought it adds a nice flavor to it, and it's different every time we pick it up. So it could be from a stout, it could be from an IPA or something, so it changes the characteristics of the bread every time.
So tell us what we have here today.
Can't remember which spent grain is in this one, because sometimes I pick up a lot of it at a time. But there's a lot of rye flour in this one, I know that for sure, which is good because it helps it stay fresh longer than a typical bread. I've used it in other things as well. I've used it in risotto. I've added it into that, and I've also dried it out and ground it up and made it into spent grain flour and made pasta with it.
Carrot, like family style.
Everybody's hands are clean, right?
Sure.
They're ambitious. Smells good.
Oh, that's yummy.
Learning about bread probably wasn't what Alyssa had in mind when she agreed to be our subject for the day. But we all got some pretty cool insight into what craft breweries are doing to keep sustainability as a focus of their business models by hanging out with Local 315. Of course, we brought our day back around to tasting some great beer pretty quickly, and based on the feedback we got from Alyssa, it wasn't a wasted one. Heather, were you always a craft beer fan?
No, not at all. I had 7-8 years ago, I had male roommates and they were into the craft beer, and so it was, I felt the same as Elisa felt, you know, left out, and I didn't really enjoy much. But they, you know, we had a lot of birthday celebrations and stuff like that, and we go downtown a lot, and Empire, the White Afro, was kind of a beer that was pushed on me, and they promised I'd like it. I tried it, and by the end of the glass I did like it. I did. I was hooked. So I went from there, and I stuck to the fruity beers and the florals for a long time, and then I eventually got into IPAs and stouts and all kinds of stuff, and now this is my drink of choice.
So you just didn't overnight like everything?
No, absolutely not.
And like a lot of drinkers,
Yeah.
you take it step by step,
Yeah.
and eventually you like things that maybe you didn't realize that you ever would.
Exactly. And our taste changed.
Yeah, taste change.
Yeah.
And I think we got Elisa to take the first step today, at
Yeah.
least on a couple different beers.
I'm proud of her.
So me too.
Yeah.
I'm really happy because I thought she was going to be our biggest challenge yet. And I guess she was, based on what we knew about her. But I really think we made some progress today. Elisa, would you say that you've become a convert?
A little bit, yes.
A little bit.
A little bit.
I'll take it. For sure. Well, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
I heard somebody joke about it in New York State. If you can grow it, we can figure out how to turn it into an adult beverage. Well, you know, that's great, but we're just not about having people drink adult beverages. It's about our economy. Because now we need the agricultural industries to, you know, ramp up and plant more barley, plant more hops, plant more rye, plant more of the things that we need to grow, and suddenly they have an option. This area, Otsego County, and many of the areas in upstate New York were excellent hop regions. You know, my farm's in Schoharie County, a little bit east of here, about an hour and a half, and the whole valley was in hops. This whole region was in hops back in the day. You know, people have always looked at government, whether it's state or federal, or as kind of an obstacle. And here was a case where New York State came in and said, what are the challenges to grow in this industry? And we all sat around the same table, and people that were new in hops and understood it and wanted to grow it said, well, we have a problem with licensing, we have a problem with the liquor authority, we have a problem with laws at the state liquor authority that were 80 years old. And so, okay, that's the issue, let's go to work on it. So I think it's been huge, it's taken the handcuffs off. And so suddenly there's optimism and a partnership that's very different.